Hello friends. I just wanted to go over some exercises to make sure that you're doing them right. They're fundamental exercises and it's really important that you know how to do them. So let me start off with squatting. So with squatting, you want to be like you're sitting in a chair. I'm sitting back, all right? And so that's an important thing with squatting. We don't want to just stoop down. We're sitting back in a chair. I'm sitting back and coming up. Sitting back and coming up. Sitting back and coming up. All right, so that's important with squats. With lunges, and so all of these movements can be progressive. I have one foot in front and one in the back. So the one in the back is not behind the other one. It could be out to the side so I have stability. So this requires stability because, the idea is your abs may want to tip to one side depending on your core strength. Okay, so putting my arms in front of me can help as I come down. I'm bending both legs and I'm coming down. All right? I'm on that back toe, I'm standing tall, and then I'm bending down and coming up. Bending down and coming up. Bending down. Now, if I was to have a weight, I could have it like this, hold it, right? Or I can hold 2 dumbbells on my shoulders, okay? So having the knee right now, we'd like to have it not over the toes. It doesn't mean it's wrong, but for beginners or people who have knee issues, don't put too much pressure going forward. So I want to make sure that you could do that. So there are many different ways to do lunges, and I'll, assign them appropriately. So I could do a front lunge where I step out and step back, step out and step back. Or I could do a back lunge, back, come together, back, come together. Or we could do both, right? We can go forward and back, forward and back, all right? So that's another option. Then there's side lunges. All right, so you need good knees for this one, okay? So I'm going to come to the side, and then I'm going to use or pretend that my gluteus is trying to open up a back door. My foot is semi-forward. It's really not facing that way. It's forward, and then I'm going to, like I'm trying to open up a back door, okay? All right, one side, and then the other side. Pushing off, okay? Now, there are different ways to do that. Some people will start with their legs wide, and then they'll just go from side to side. All right? And then some will go for some exercises will require a deeper squat, and then I lift that foot up, deep, 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 and then come up, all right? So those are some different lunges that will be assigned, and I want to make sure that you understand that. All right, so another fundamental move is overhead press. So let me get some weights. So this video is really like a skills lab just to go over basic things. So we want to make sure that you can press weight over your head. So these are dumbbells. Now there are different ways to do it. The easiest way on a shoulder is neutral stance or neutral hold. All right, so my hands are facing each other. So I'm gonna go ahead, the wider my feet, it's gonna give me a little bit more stability. So I'm gonna go ahead shoulder width apart and then press up and down. A lot of times we don't want you to lock your arms, but this one you can. Pressing up and down, pressing up and down. As you advance, then I will turn the weights this way for a military press, and it's as if I'm at the base of a triangle, and then I'm going to touch at the top. Touch and coming down. This is a little harder on the shoulder, and down, and down. All right, so those are overhead shoulder presses, one with a neutral stance, the other one is called the military press. All right, anytime you're doing extra things, it's going to require more muscular coordination and strength. So the Arnold overhead press means I'm going to start with the weights toward me. And then when I go up, I'm going to rotate my hands so I'm palms out, palms in, palms out, palms in, palms out, palms in. All right, so that would be harder. That would be a progression. All right, so we've done squats, we've done lunges, we've done the overhead press. All right, so those are some major exercises that I would want you to know. Now, with the abs, it does three main things that we're going to address here. One is bringing it forward. The other is rotation. The other is bending. And then, of course, anti-rotation, meaning stabilize me when my arms and legs are moving. As with walking, I'm not tilting. So it's anti-rotation as well. So generally in your workouts, I'm going to have some kind of twisting. All right, so let's say you have a weight or your hands. We're going to go to the side. My hips are forward, side, then center, leaving those hips forward. So I'm working those muscles that allow me to rotate. And then we're going to do side bends. A lot of times I've done tree sway, where you hold a weight, a ball, or your hands, and then your feet are together, and we go side. Now, when I go toward the floor, that's not the work. The work is here, coming up, going toward the floor, working the side bends, and there's many different ways to do bending. The other one is having weights or your arms out, your feet apart, and then I'm going to come to the side, then center, side, then center. So we're going to have some kind of bending. And then anti-rotation would be if you had a weight. Let's just say you have a weight, and then this is core, lifting up your legs and keeping your body still. I see people in videos going like this, and that defeats the purpose. The idea is to keep your body still as you're lifting your legs, and that's the anti-rotation. So we'll have moves like this, so you're not swaying too much from side to side. All right, so also we can do exercises where we're just doing forward flexion, where I'm just doing this. All right, so I'm doing, and then there's all kinds of things on the floor which we can go over. I'll go over some of them now, at least the fundamental ones. So a fundamental one would be bird dog. All right, so this is anti-rotation, trying to keep the body still. So I'm going to lift left arm, right leg. All right, and I'm going to try to keep my body still. Eventually, I'll be able to come down and up, keeping my body still, down and up, or maybe I'll be able to go elbow to knee, and that allows me to exercise stability, get those abs nice and tight. All right, and there are different ways to progress this. All right, eventually you can even come up on your hands and feet. Now the plank. The plank is an excellent exercise for the abs and the core, the lower back, and it doesn't require bending, so it's great. You want to get on your forearms. You want to bring your feet somewhat apart, you know, in line with your body, maybe shoulder width apart. And the trick here is to tighten everything, suck your abs in, tighten your glutes, and then the upper back you're going to push up, and you're going to hold that. Should not be comfortable. And you're going to hold this for the amount of time. So a plank is a very fundamental move. So basically this video was just to go over fundamental things so that, you know, those are exercises that will always be in the workout for the most part. Squatting, lunging, overhead press, you know, some kind of ab move. And I just want to make sure that you know how to do them correctly. All right.